Hi, good morning. I was just adjusting the camera there. Thank you so much for all the comments and lovely messages that you left in my previous videos. I guess you guys love this kind of videos a lot. So I'll try to talk about, try to talk more about things that I go through or experience or that I think, or information that I think will be beneficial to foreigners that are thinking of relocating to Poland. Alright, so on my last video, someone made a comment. Actually, no, someone left a request that I should make a video on the expenses. Sorry, my hair keeps getting in the way. Alright, someone made a request requesting that I make a video about expenses that foreign students incur here and how to reduce them. And I've divided these expenses into three categories, actually four categories. One is health, transportation, accommodation, and the school tuition itself. So the first one I'm talking about is the health issue. I would strongly advise any foreigner visiting Poland. So even if you're a visitor or a student or on a business trip, I strongly advise people visiting to get a health insurance because it'll be way better and cheaper in case you run into any emergency. And this insurance is way cheaper than having to pay for a medical bill in case you run into a medical emergency. Now there are so many private companies that offer these insurance, and they're super cheap. There is an insurance company called Goethe, and the insurance for a whole year is less than $100. So that's cheap compared to having to pay for like an appendectomy, which can run up to, I don't know, $500, 600, even 1,000. But if you're going to be here for at least a year, so for students especially, I would advise you to get the national insurance called NFZ. And the reason is because it is acceptable in all public hospitals and some private hospitals. But one of the major difference between the national insurance and insurance from a private company is that when you go to a medical center with the national insurance, you do not have to pay anything. It's everything you get, every health service is free. But if you go in with the private insurance, with some private insurance, you have to pay some form of money, maybe deposit or some bills. Then you can go to your private insurance company and file for that money back, which is very very inconvenient. But that's the two difference. So just pick your own, but I would strongly suggest anybody staying longer than a year to get the NFZ. All right, transportation. For transportation, so many students or so many foreigners make the mistake of just taking the cab everywhere because their excuse is they don't want to get lost. But the transportation system here is so easy because there is an app on Play Store. It's called Yak to Yade. And if you have a smartphone, all you have to do, or a tablet even, all you have to do is download this app, and it would give you the directions, or to give you options on how to get to where you're going from where you are. So all you have to do is just type in the search button or in the search space where you are, your location, and where you're going to, and to give you options of buses or public trams that would connect you to where you're going to. So that is very very easy. And one thing I'd like to mention is if you're a student, please have on you at all times the student ID card. That will grant you the access to be able to use the student card, student billet, or student ticket, which is 50% off the normal price. Now, if you don't have the student card on you and you're asked to show your billet by some controllers, you might be fined, right? If you've used the student billet and you don't have the student card, you might be fined for not having the student card. So I'd suggest that you have the student card on you at all times. And this student card is also useful if you go to the cinema, you have some form of discount. Not 50% discount, but yeah, some form of discount, which is good. You can use the excess money to buy popcorn or something. And another mode of transportation that the student card is very useful is the train transportation. Also, 50% discount applies to the train transportation. But I would suggest that if you're traveling to another city, I suggest you buy the train ticket earlier. Like, you give it some time. Maybe you buy it 3 days earlier or a week earlier. It is way cheaper than buying it on the same day or on the spot. So I hope that helps. Okay, I've talked about the app. All right, about accommodation. Well, if you're alone, if you don't have any family members, I'd suggest you stay in the hostel because it's very cheap, and then you don't have to incur bills like light bills, electricity bills, gas bill, heat bill, internet bills. Everything is in with the accommodation rent that you pay per month. So it's kind of cheaper and it's kind of safer in a way. So, but unless if you have like a family member or you have siblings, then staying in a flat I guess will be more convenient and cheaper for, because if it's like a 3 bedroom flat and you have like 4 people, you guys can split the rent and I think it'll be cheaper than staying at the hostel. All right, and also about the tuition, if you're going to be if you don't have enough money for the tuition, I would suggest that you study in Polish language. So you come in, study Polish for 1 year, then go in for the degree and in Polish language medium. And the government, some of these courses, if you're a very smart student, sorry, my battery ran out. Okay, so I was talking about how the government grants scholarship to people that study in Polish language. Well, not all. You have to be an exceptional student, like a smart one, and the government will grant you some kind of stipend or scholarship. So if you're able to do that, I'll suggest you look into that. So many schools have this kind of programs or some programs that you would want to study in Polish language. But if you are financially able to study in English, then you can go in and study in English, and then you have to pay the full price. Okay, what else am I forgetting? I guess that's it. If you have any question or any other request, please leave it down below in the comment section and I'll try to make another video. Now that I'm done with my exam, I think I have more time to make videos. I mean, not more time because I have a job. I work full time. Not full time, on my own time. But anyways, I have what I do in real life. But I will try to make out time to make videos. Maybe once a week on Saturdays. I think that would be preferable. Alright, so have a great day wherever you are and good luck with everything. Good luck with admissions if you're trying to apply to any schools here, or good luck with relocating or looking for a job. And if you want help with anything, I mean, I'm not an agent or anything, but if you would like some information about some websites or portals, please do not fail to ask down below in the comment section. Alright, bye and have a good day.